We back. Beautiful Saturday. Good morning. Good morning. Hope y'all week was beautiful, man. You made it this far. Why complain now, right? But what I am going to tell you is that today is the day after the NFL preseason has started. NFL preseason started on Thursday night with the New York Giants game, and they played the Detroit Lions after they had that brawl early in the week. That energy was built up, and I mean, what better way can it go than the New York Giants than to do what they do, 14-3, and shut the Lions down. Even though it is preseason, that testosterone was in preseason too. It wasn't during the regular season, so it counts. Like the Giants core, they were working out pretty good. The Giants defense, even on second string, was looking pretty healthy because they shut down these dudes 14-3, even though they made multiple efforts. And Dan Campbell, it seemed like he was actually trying to push the players a little bit to be more active, even though it is the preseason game. So the Giants handled their business 14-3. It looks good. I'm hoping for a good season. Yesterday, the Eagles, they went on with a tough game with the Baltimore Ravens, 16-3. It was 13-13 and should have went to overtime after the kicker. He missed the kick to close the game out. But then, soon as this kicker situation got missed, and he missed that, these dudes from Baltimore, one play later, as soon as they get the possession, fumbles it, returns it back to Philadelphia. And the Eagles, they get the kicker one more shot to kick the field goal, and he does it. And they win 16-13, no overtime. Crazy game last night, but this is the energy that gets built up during the preseason. So y'all have to be aware of that. When the season starts, you want these guys to already be hot and on the go because football is a very tough sport, very physical. hmm Atlanta played a game yesterday too, and they took on the Dolphins. Okay, when I saying Tyreek Hill or David Tua was out there doing what they do, Tua Tagovailoa, but the Dolphins did win 20-13, and there was some talk that Kyle Pitts, he might not be ready, so-called, right in the beginning of the season, so he has to work himself up to being better. There's not high expectations as there could have been, but he is going to be great at some point because Kyle Pitts, remember when he was on the Gators, he was getting busy and holding it down. So now that he's in a professional league and he's on the Atlanta Falcons, he can deliver. Believe in Kyle Pitts. Give him some time, and Atlanta will get better. All right. Pittsburgh Steelers, man, shoo. C.J. Stroud took it to him yesterday. I mean, they had Justin Fields out there on the field, but you want to compare Justin Fields to C.J. Stroud, you're bugging, especially right now based on what we've seen. Not saying that C.J. Stroud is going to be the only great one out there this year. I mean, as a second-year quarterback, but Justin Fields, this dude, this is about his third year because he had 2 years with Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears moved on past him now. They have Caleb Williams who also played last night, you know. And just to keep it short with you, the NFL preseason did start. Justin Fields, he went about, I think, 5 for 6, had about 67 yards, something like that. He didn't do bad. Russell Wilson did not play that game. Coach Tomlin sat him out. He said he'd be prepared for the next game. So we'll see what happens there. It's the preseason, so they don't want these players to be out there doing too much, the main players anyway, because then that could cause an injury, and you don't want to have to risk that. So shout out to them. And the Jets and the Commanders play today at 12 o'clock. The Bills and Bears play at 12 o'clock today also. That's where you're going to get to see Caleb Williams get his debut. Caleb Williams should be ready for this, and we're going to see what happens because he's highly anticipated because people want to see what the fuss was about and if he's going to meet expectations because it's been like a pull and tug on both directions, whether he's expected to do good or if he's going to be a flop. So Caleb Williams, today's your chance at 1 o'clock, brother. Get it started. You have a NFL schedule going on with the preseason today, so it's going to be a lot of games for everybody to see. Saturday night is going to be lit. You have a few games, the Buccaneers and Bengals. That should be interesting. And, think about it. Sometimes preseason games do get more exciting because the energy that folks do bring in the way that they act. It don't have to be corny because it's not the real thing or it doesn't count on the record. It counts on a separate record for your preseason standings, how well you was able to get ready for the season and what you was doing then to keep up. But shout out to the NFL for that. Dallas Cowboys, whew, they ain't like us. I hope they sign CeeDee Lamb, or matter of fact, I hope they don't if they because that's gonna take away from the Giants or be more competitive. But if they don't sign CeeDee Lamb, it's gonna be a problem for them. So they need to handle that business and get that deal done because CeeDee Lamb is a very vital part to what Dallas is doing right now, and especially with Dak Prescott being there and then them having Trey Lance on the bench. Trey Lance might as well get ready to get his shot because if Dak Prescott, the way that they're looking again, here go the doubts of what's happening in Jerry Jones starting the season. Jerry Jones wants to win, but being realistic, we know that Dallas always puts all their eggs in one basket, put all their ducks in a row, the same thing every year. And they think about Super Bowl, they think big, but it's not the 90s, it's the 2000s, it's 2024. So right now, come on, man. What's the deal with that? You're going to have CeeDee Lamb still ain't signed. Dak Prescott there still kind of hurt, but saying I'm healthy to go after multiple surgeries. Ezekiel Elliott, you know what he's been through. He's back from running with the Patriots. He came back home now with his best friend, Dak Prescott, because those two are very close since they came in the league together. So we're going to see what Dallas do. You know, Michael Parsons, it's going to be a run. But I can say one thing for sure. The 49ers, they're back in the talks with Brandon Ayuk. Him and his agent decided to open negotiations again with San Francisco and see if they can close a deal. And I'm hoping that they do get a deal. If they don't get a deal done, it's going to mean that the San Francisco 49ers are not going to be complete the way that they was last year. And the Detroit Lions shall have that one up because they won't have so much of an equal or someone right there in the way that's running with them on in that seat. That spot can go to someone else. That spot, if the Giants improve, I believe that they could take that spot that the Detroit Lions are gonna do their thing. But I mean, correction, the Giants can take that spot that the San Francisco 49ers might be losing if they lose Brandon Ayuk because the Giants is improving. But then that's if they show that they're a viable team because even though we have some additions on the team like Brian Burns, Spider-Man, and we picked up a few pieces, Malik Neighbors and some others during the off season, we want to see what we're going to bring to the table, and we're 1-0 in the preseason. However, we want this to translate over to the season. So this is going to be a real interesting year for the NFL. And some folks might think that Travis Kelce might be on a decline anyway, which realistically, that could be something that's there. And the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, they still rated as a great team right now. And they're going to come into the season with the target on their back. So we're going to see what goes down as far as the NFL and that. Don Boy 718, beautiful Saturday though, y'all. Man, I hope y'all catching out all this good action that been going on. It's gonna be a busy weekend. Stay to it, enjoy the weather, get your drinks, get your smokes, get your, food, get your good company that you want around you, enjoy the weekend.